Hello, welcome to Boardgame Basecoats, and today we are unboxing Valdora and the extra. Picked this up on the Japanese Amazon for actually about $30, so that seemed like a great deal. Recently, these abacusspiele games have been popping up, and the cool thing about them is that they are multi-language. So right here on the back, looks like there's 4 languages included in the game, so that's very nice. Picking up both together cost me about $40, so it seemed like a steal. Alright, so let's go ahead and check this out. Box cover was really nice. Punch boards right on the top. That's always exciting to see. Looking at it though, got lots of colors, though I'm thinking these look more like monks than, you know, the adventurers that were kind of pictured on the cover. These, of course, are not monks. They are craftsmen. All right. Now then, this is the Craftsman Board. Seems innocuous, but it's actually one of the most important components in the game. These are called the workshop boards. I think you have to have purchased Craftsman and cash those in to get those. Down here, these tiny little chits are the bonus tiles. So 10 points a piece, right? So, and I think you get these once certain other tokens have run out, and I think there are a couple other situations where you might get these as well. So, I mean, I just briefly looked through the rules, so it seemed pretty straightforward. Alright, so those are those. Finally, all these colorful tiles, these are the Craftsmen. Obviously, there are different numbers of them, so here are the gold ones. There are those kind of silvery ones. Now each of these is supposed to represent some kind of resource, I think. It seems kind of a shame that they didn't put the picture of the resource on it, but the colors are clear enough, so it is okay. Now what you're supposed to do is these are supposed to be in their respective colored piles around that Craftsman board. And then let's say you run out of these purple ones. Well then, if you need a purple one, but there are no purple ones, then you follow the arrows on the board and you pick up the next one. Maybe it's green, maybe it's red, whatever. So that's basically how the board goes. And you do want to kind of pick up as many of one tile as you can. I think there's something to do with the scoring there as well. Anyway, here are the rules in those 4 languages. If there was a Japanese one, bonus, but always so happy to have English rules, so those will be the ones I keep. The rest can go. Now this unfortunately is not a rules book. This is one of these fold-out rule sheet, and I gotta tell you, it's annoying. Like even this first side is basically components, and man, it just is this string of information. And right here in the back are basically the rules, and it really doesn't lend itself to finding information easily or quickly. So yeah, not really a fan of this rules thing, so hopefully BGG has something a little bit better. Moving on, very nice game board. Yeah, there's actually pictures of this game board that really led me to pick up the game. So let's go ahead and open this up. Yeah, seems like very nice quality. The art is good here. Got these gigantic books in the cities. Alright, and trails around. Now, once again, the box cover has it looks like adventurers walking around, but yeah, the game isn't about that at all. It's basically we're running around to these cities, we're picking up either tools or missions. Here are some boats. I think we do some kind of trade action at those boats. Here on the outside of the city, you can see these kind of square areas. So there's a purple one, here's a white one. So those are the goal areas, I think, where we go and deliver things. So ultimately it's all about getting points. So in the middle of the board is a gigantic field. I think that works as like a discard area for things where we can trade in stuff. It's like the, what is it? The trading shop area. A flea market, there we go. Here's a gigantic bag. These are for the gemstones. I'll probably loot it from this game and trade it with a tiny bag because I feel like I have games that require a bigger bag. This one really doesn't require one that big. Now my Spiel games include these weird packets. I've never opened one, but at some point I probably will. These are what are called the books, and this is a really cool little component here. A really nice idea. Would like to see this in other games. They kind of remind me of those traditional Japanese sandals, geta, right? If I were to turn this upside down, and we just have to loop our toes in there. But anyway, these are really nice, beefy components that will sit right there on the board. Moving on, we got these fat pawns. It's nice to see a game that doesn't have the, the traditional meeples. So these are a nice, cool, unique piece that I've never seen before. Good colors. As ever, I will be playing yellow. Moving on. There's a component I have seen before, so these are just coins. I've seen these as bingo chips. I've seen these as just like chips for betting with card games and such. I think even in my bits boxes I have quite a few of these, but silver, definitely a color I haven't seen. So this works as one of the currency items in the game. I'll just toss these right here on this insert, and while we're at it, let's talk about this insert. It seems okay. Got those weird slots on the side, no idea what those are for, but let's keep going. Gemstones, yeah, so again, these are a component I've seen before. I've seen gigantic versions, normal size versions, and these would be the tiny versions of these. I think the purple is a color I haven't seen, and I think these colors match those square tokens I punched out, the ones that look like craftspeople. Alright, so we've got a pack of cards, and ooh, if it has this foil pull tab, oh yeah, you know it works. Very cool. Great. It's so nice when you can get to the cards quickly. So what I'm going to do here is just separate the cards out, and then we'll take a closer look at it. Yeah, so I think right off the bat, the components of the game just look great. I mean, there's really no problem. I think, though, there is kind of a disconnect between my expectations, some of the art, and what the game actually is looking like it actually how it plays. This is what we call a pick up and deliver game. Picking up something somewhere and then running off somewhere else to drop it off and to get victory points. So it's funny because I have another pickup and delivery game that kind of does the same thing. You look at the art and you're like, that's a pickup and delivery game. It's this Wasteland Express game that I have. Very big Baroque, but this one is a friendlier option that I can actually take to my Japanese student. Now here are the cards. These are the equipment cards. So I believe at the top it's the it shows you what you can hold, and the bottom is just a picture of because you only have one of each, right? So I don't know that it's very representative of anything. Now here, like the wagon and the donkey has like a weird rule. You can only use it if you pay 3 every time. That seems like an odd rule. Here with the diamond token types at the bottom, these are the commission cards. And I think in this case it would be you go to this area. So here you go to the sun area, drop off that yellow coin, and then you get the victory points at the bottom. And here, drop off the 3 gems, and then you get a whole bunch of victory points. What was that, like 15? I think there's some more here. So basically you're delivering something to these little houses spread around the kingdom, and then you get the victory points down there in the right corner. Yeah, so these triple gem ones, 15 points, that's huge. All right, so that's the bigger chunk of the cards, and these are the cards that will be going on the books. Now, those books, you would think, okay, well, if we're flipping them, you would flip them like pages of the book, but I think these cards are double-sided, but I think it's the same on both sides, yeah? Anyway, here are the start equipment cards. Same thing, it tells you we can hold. We have some player aids here, and all of these player cards have borders in one of the 5 colors. Obviously, we have all the languages here, so I'll hang on to this one because it has the English. But the ones that don't, I'll just stick them into a little bag with the extra weird little packet of stuff. Obviously, each of the adventures has their own little portrait, which is always nice. Very cool, yeah. So now this right here is a summary card. I think this is for end scoring. There's only one of these, and that always is kind of a pet peeve for me. I mean, I feel like, just have one for all the players. It's not that bad of a thing to do, right? Anyway. Yeah, so having looked at through the game and the components, because it was the book, the whole idea of these book things, that was really cool to me. The fact that, both sides of the card is the same is kind of a disappointment. I feel like they could have done something a little extra there. But there are really only the 2 types of cards. And so you go to one city to pick up equipment, well, 2 cities to pick up equipment. You go to 2 other cities to pick up the missions. And I'm almost thinking to myself, well, what would happen if you shuffled all the cards together? And so you could have, you know, all the cities with missions or even all the cities with the resources. And I think that would be something I'm going to play with and just explore. Just to kind of, you know, either speed up the setup or the breakdown. Anyway, I'm keeping the insert here, but because I like to give each player their own starting baggie of stuff to get quickly going, yeah, that insert probably will not be hanging around for long. Anyway, that completes the Valdora unboxing, but let's stick around. Woo! It's like the same box, but in miniature. This is the extra box, and this one, along with the other, both together cost about $40. So, yep, and this one, again, it's got the double languages. It's got the multiple languages here, which is cool. Yeah, I picked them both up together. It seemed like a really great buy just to pick them up. So I'm really happy these abacusspiele stuff games are coming here to Japan, because it offers a nice alternative to getting like the Japanese versions. And yeah, more than likely can't even pick up the English ones. Anyway, here is the one thing of punch boards. Now these are called the competition tiles, and this is for the 2-player variant. So yeah, won't be using those. That'll be going right into the baggie of stuff that I won't be using. Now there's the rules insert. Again, it's not a rule book. Now when I picked up this packet, it was kind of weird because I was, you know, flipping through it. Obviously it's got, you know, if I flip the book around, I'll have another language. And inside, these pages are all loose leaf. And so looking through this, I was like, what is this? And I was looking and I was thinking, yeah, these are all the same. All right, guys, here it is. Now the outer cover is basically the rules that come with this set. These interior pages are actually meant to be handed one to each player. So once again, I always create like a baggie for each player. What I'm hoping is that these little leaflets here, when I put them in the baggies, actually describe something to do with the entire set and not just this expansion set. If that's the case, then it's very cool, a very, very cool addition. But definitely something to check out later. Yeah, so I'll be pulling these out and putting this definitely into those player bags. Let's go and check out the rest of the components. There aren't too much, there's not too much else in here, but this right here is the #1 reason I bought it. Now this is weird. It's like an end of round token. You know, I'm used to first player markers, and I think most people are. So that's actually what I'll be using it as, is just a first player marker. I think we're good. If it is important to understand who, you know, is supposed to be last, yeah, it's whoever's sitting to the left of the last player, or the first player, right? I mean, that seems pretty obvious. Anyway, insert, goodbye. Our final component here, another set of cards, and again, ooh, nice foil pull tab for it. And you know, looking at these, now these are special cards, and they're dark backs and light backs, and just I glanced at the rules very quickly, and it said, you know, the player should have a certain number of these, and it almost seemed like it should be at the start, but I don't know. Anyway, if you look at the top left, it's numbered sequentially. You look at the card itself, it's got that wheel on the right side, not sure what that's about. The cards themselves show a bunch of different stuff. So it seems like as the game matures, things are changing. And oh, and there are these blank ones, which is weird to me. So those were the light cards, and these are the dark ones. And again, there's some blank ones. These are numbered as well. So yeah, not really sure what these are about. I think if I use them, I think if they do work as kind of like, you know, like a narrative thing, yeah, that'd be cool. Anyway, thank you for the double unboxing. Really appreciate you stopping by. Bye.